This evidence was captured by TikTok user Ethan Ryder, who was filming a stray cat he'd been looking after on his back deck. The atmosphere starts off quite peaceful, showing off the cat and the expansive open field that borders his property. It's a quiet afternoon, but as he pans his camera across the horizon to show the scale of the landscape, the mood shifts instantly. There is an isolated, almost heavy stillness to the field that sets a perfect stage for the impossible event we are about to witness. The natural lighting and the mundane nature of the scene make the upcoming anomaly even more jarring for those watching closely.
Oh gosh. So I got the stray cat out here, right? Now checking on it. This thing's cute as and I look up. Could see this shit. What the I'm gonna go look over. Real quick. Y'all see it? Oh, y'all see that shit though? Is this disappearing? Nobody at all. What the This shit is scary.
Watching that figure in the field is deeply unsettling. A dark humanoid shape is clearly visible standing near the tree line. However, when Ethan pans back just moments later, the figure is completely gone. Some viewers are convinced this is a classic manifestation, citing the lack of cover in that specific part of the field. Skeptics, however, argue that it could simply be a person who walked behind a tree or a dip in the terrain during the camera's movement. Others suggest it might be a digital artifact or a clever edit, though the handheld movement makes that difficult to pull off. The speed at which it vanishes is what truly defies logic. What do you think was standing in that field? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Your perspective helps us piece together these digital mysteries. We delve into a video from Jess Charles, who found herself home alone and hearing strange noises coming from her bedroom closet. Thinking a friend was playing a joke on her, she decided to record the encounter to catch them in the act. The room is dimly lit, illuminated only by a nearby window and the hallway light, creating long, deep shadows that seem to cling to the corners of the closet. Jess's voice is a mix of annoyance and genuine apprehension as she calls out, expecting a human response, but receiving something far more sinister. The way the shadows interact with the hanging fabric creates a naturally tense environment before anything even moves.
Mary, what the He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Mary, he's doing it again. Derek! Hey, Derek! I know you're f***ing with me, dude. Derek!
Notice the movement in the upper right corner of the closet. As Jess calls out, a distinct dark shape seems to adjust itself behind the hanging clothes. It's too large to be a simple piece of fabric shifting on its own. While that first movement is chilling, stay focused on the center gap, because something even more direct is about to happen.
Derek! Derek! I'm talking to you, man. Stop with me, dude. Calm down, Jessica. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's just Derek. It's just Derek. Hey, Derek. Come on, you dump. What the f***?
The second movement at the end of the clip sent Jess into a full panic, and it's easy to see why. The way the shadow seems to peek or lean forward suggests an intelligence behind the movement. Paranormal enthusiasts point to this as a clear shadow person encounter, noting that the shape doesn't behave like a person hiding. Skeptics suggest that someone might actually have been in there, or that the shifting light from the window could be creating illusions against the cluttered background. However, the weight of the movement makes the lighting theory feel thin. If this was a prank, it was a very committed one. Tell me, do you see a person in those shadows or something else? Drop a comment below and share your analysis of the movement seen in the closet. This video takes us into the depths of a dimly lit basement hallway. The uploader, Page82, was exploring the area when they felt a strange presence following them. The concrete walls and low-hanging pipes create a claustrophobic environment where every sound is amplified. As the camera moves slowly down the corridor, the flickering fluorescent lights overhead add to the growing sense of dread. It's the kind of place where your mind starts playing scenarios, but as we're about to see, the camera caught something that wasn't just a figment of the imagination. The industrial setting provides no obvious places for a person to hide without being spotted by the sweep of the flashlight. Many viewers believe this is a textbook example of a residual haunt or a lurker, especially given the history of these old basement structures. Skeptics argue it could be a simple case of pareidolia, where the brain interprets shadows and door frames as a face, or perhaps a companion playing a prank out of frame. However, the way the shadow seems to move independently of the camera's light source is hard to explain away. It's a fleeting moment, but one that leaves a lasting impression. What do you make of the figure in the doorway? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments as we finish this set. Those were 3 incredible pieces of evidence, from vanishing figures in open fields to shadows lurking in closets and basement doorways. The intensity is definitely picking up. If you're enjoying Pale Playback, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an investigation. We release new evidence every single week. Now, steel yourselves, because we have more footage coming up that might just be the most chilling we've ever featured. Stay tuned as we continue to peel back the layers of these viral mysteries together. Shared on Reddit, this monochrome security footage captures a peculiar display case in what appears to be a museum. The centerpiece is a ventriloquist's dummy head, an object already steeped in discomfort. The room is still, bathed in high-contrast light, which often reveals movements the eye might miss. There's no one in the frame, and the heavy furniture suggests a solid environment. These types of dummies are often the subject of urban legends regarding spirits inhabiting them, and this footage does little to dispel those myths. The glass case is meant to protect the artifact, but it may not be enough to contain it. Watch the latch and the door of the cabinet very closely. The physics of what happens next are difficult to explain away as mere environmental factors. The glass door swings open with a smooth, deliberate motion. It doesn't bounce as if blown by a draft. It opens with intent, but the cabinet isn't finished with its display of the paranormal just yet. Watch for a secondary movement. The door opens even wider in the second instance, almost reaching its full range of motion. Skeptics point out that if the case isn't level, gravity could cause the door to swing if the latch fails. They also mention that temperature changes can cause expansion or contraction, potentially releasing a loose latch. However, the movement is remarkably steady, lacking the acceleration expected from a simple gravitational pull. Some viewers have even claimed to see the dummy's eyes shift slightly, though that could easily be an optical illusion caused by the frame rate. This footage remains a favorite because of the inherent creepiness involved. Do you think this is a case of poor maintenance, or is there a spirit tied to this head that wants out? Let me know your theories in the comments section below. This next piece of evidence comes to us from a user who began recording after hearing strange noises coming from various rooms in their apartment. It starts in the bedroom, where the door is slightly ajar, leading into a bright kitchen area. The silence of the home is broken by sharp, rhythmic sounds that shouldn't be happening in an empty house. The camera person moves cautiously, trying to document the source of the disturbance without getting too close to whatever is making the noise. There's a palpable sense of dread as they transition from one room to another, following the sounds like a hunter tracking prey. The layout of the apartment is modern and clean, which contrasts sharply with the chaotic forces seemingly at play. Pay close attention to the auditory cues here. The first knock is deliberate and comes from a door that appears to be locked. As the investigator moves toward the hallway, the activity shifts. Keep your ears open as they approach the dark door at the end of the passage. That second burst of knocking is aggressive, vibrating the door itself. But it isn't just sound. Physical objects are about to be targeted as the camera enters the bathroom area. Stay alert for any movement in the frame. The bottle falls with significant force, as if swiped by an invisible hand. Skeptics point to the possibility of thin lines or even someone hidden behind the shower curtain, though the quick pan of the camera seems to show an empty room. Others suggest that vibrations from earlier knocking could have loosened the bottle. However, the timing is almost too perfect, occurring exactly when the investigator's guard is down. This sequence of events is a hallmark of poltergeist activity. The homeowner seems genuinely startled, and the camera shake suggests a real flight or fight response. It's hard to ignore the escalating nature of these disturbances. If this were your home, would you stay to investigate further? Drop your stories in the comments below, and let's discuss if this could be something more. This footage originates from a TikTok user who captured something deeply unsettling in their own home. We see a person standing in a dimly lit hallway, clearly on edge as he explores a room that feels thick with tension. He's speaking to someone off camera, trying to make sense of a presence he felt moments prior. The atmosphere is heavy, and the graininess of the low-light recording only adds to the sense of claustrophobia. Watch the doorway in the background carefully. While the man is focused on his phone and his companion, the environment around him is no longer empty. Something is watching him from the darkness of the adjacent room, waiting for the right moment to manifest. It's a classic setup for a haunting, and the physical reality of what appears next is what has left viewers debating. The first sighting is subtle but unmistakable. A dark, elongated shape briefly leans out from the doorframe. Now focus back on that same doorway. As the man continues to speak, the entity doesn't just peek, it fully reveals itself behind him.
Bang, abang, bang sini bang, bang. Itu apa tadi bang? Itu. Tadi ada hitam-hitam di situ bang. Ada hitam-hitam di situ bang.
Skeptics have suggested this could be a person in a suit, noting the fluid movement and the way it retreats into the room. However, believers argue the speed and the complete lack of facial features suggest something less human. There's also the question of lighting. The figure seems to absorb the light around it rather than reflecting it. If this is a hoax, it's a well-executed one that relies on the primal fear of being stalked in your own sanctuary. Is it a shadow person caught on camera, or just a clever prank? Tell me what you see in the shadows in the comments below. Your theories are always welcome. We've witnessed some truly bone-chilling moments in this set. from shadow figures in the hall to haunted artifacts moving on their own. If you find these investigations as fascinating as I do, make sure to subscribe to Pale Playback. We bring you fresh evidence and deep dive analysis every single week. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're always the first to see the unknown. We still have more massive investigations to get through, and they might just be the most vocal encounters we've ever covered. Stay with us as we head back into the darkness. This video is an extensive piece of footage from a homeowner who claims their house is plagued by the voice of a child who isn't there. It begins in a bedroom where the residents are clearly terrified, listening to a voice calling out from the darkness of the hallway. The father eventually gathers the courage to explore the house, taking us on a tense journey through the living room, down the stairs, and into the kitchen. The house is quiet, yet the sounds of movement and disembodied voices persist. It is a long, grueling walk through a home that has turned into a nightmare. The man's heavy breathing suggests he is expecting a physical intruder, but what he finds is far more ethereal. The layout of the home is sprawling, with many places for someone to hide, which makes the skepticism regarding a prank very high. Keep your ears tuned to the background noise.
Johnny, es la voz de la niña, papi.
Sí, pero
De Marco.
no.
The voice is chillingly clear, sounding like a small child calling out. As the man moves into the kitchen area much later, the activity turns from vocal to physical. Watch the counter space near the microwave closely for any shifts.
Sí, pero
De Marco.
no.
¿Cómo no? Si es de la niña.
Pero
¿No
no
ha
es.
pasado algo?
No. Ya sabes que no es la niña, ya sabes que no es la niña, ya no me ruido aquí. Ya sabes que no es la niña.
Entonces,
Pues espérate.
oye,
Está aquí afuera, ¿ah?
sí, no habrá pasado algo.
No, tú tranquila, no pasó nada, es eso que nos habla. Pero no le voy a abrir. Voy a bajar.
Cuidado.
No mames, güey. Ah, cabrón. Miren, amigos, no hay nadie. Ya es de madrugada y mis hijos no están, se fueron a dormir con su abuela. No hay absolutamente nadie. Escuchan los ruidos. Uy. Escuche.
A sharp noise and a sudden movement in the kitchen suggests something was disturbed. But the house is still hiding one more loud outburst for the investigator as he continues his sweep. This escalation of events is common in intense haunts.
Escuche. Yo creo que ya no es hora de estar. Yo escucho aquí. Son casi las 2 de la madrugada. Ya les mostré. No hay absolutamente nadie. Ya está todo cerrado. Está todo cerrado, ya me voy.
Skeptics argue that in a house this size, pipes can groan and house-settling noises can be amplified. They also suggest the child's voice could be a recording played from a hidden speaker. However, the father's reaction and the way the sounds follow him from room to room make a compelling case for something internal. The physical disturbances add a layer of kinetic energy that is hard to explain with just audio trickery. Believers see this as a classic haunting where an intelligent entity is trying to lure a resident. The emotional toll on the family is evident in their hushed whispers and panicked movements. What do you make of the child's voice? Does it sound like a real person or something mimicking humanity? Leave your comments below and help us solve this mystery. This is one of the most comprehensive recordings we've seen. This surveillance footage was shared by user jbreezy6110, capturing unsettling events in a vacant apartment building. The halls are silent, and according to the uploader, there shouldn't be a soul on this floor. CCTV cameras are often the first to catch the unexplained, providing a cold eye on environments where the living are absent. In this hallway, one door seems to be the focus of unseen energy. Pay close attention to the door on the right side of the screen. While everything appears normal, the atmosphere is about to shift. Vacant buildings are notorious for retaining echoes of the past, and what happens next suggests that even when a room is empty, it might still be occupied by something we cannot see. The stillness of the corridor makes any sudden movement stand out.
It could be explained and it could not be. So I'm just showing y'all something unusual that never happened before. You know, all these other vacant buildings, like vacant apartments that I don't see them move on their own like that. So watch this door right here. Just watch this door. You don't see it move. See? Watch.
The door handle clearly moves as if someone is on the other side trying to gain entry. However, the building is confirmed to be empty. Watch the door closely now because the activity is about to escalate. Keep your eyes on the frame.
See? Watch. See? So like somebody trying to open it, see? Look at that shit. Now it could be the wind, I don't know. But has this happened? Have y'all seen stuff like this before? Door trying to open, like bounce, like opening in and out like that? Like that. See that shit? But it's been, see, then it stopped. The fuck type of shit is that? Somebody explain that. If not, then that's crazy.
The second rattle is even more aggressive, with the door visibly shaking. Skeptics suggest that air pressure changes or a strong HVAC system could cause a door to rattle if the latch isn't fully engaged. This is common in older structures where seals are worn. However, the timing and the deliberate nature of the movement have led others to believe this is a genuine poltergeist phenomenon. Some suggest that a person could be hidden inside, but the uploader insists the unit was locked and vacant. The lack of visible shadows under the door adds another layer of mystery. It forces us to wonder if we are witnessing a physical attempt to cross over. What do you make of this rattling door? Is it just the wind, or something more sinister? Drop your theories in the comments below as we wrap up this analysis. Our evidence comes from paranormal Joe Shi, who found himself alone in a sprawling empty building. The architecture suggests an old facility characterized by long corridors and heavy wooden doors. There is a specific type of dread that accompanies being the only living person in a large structure. The uploader mentions feeling a heavy presence following him as he navigated the hallways. In this clip, he is standing at a junction filming down one of the paths. The lighting is dim and the stillness is palpable. He doesn't know it yet, but the building is about to give him a very clear sign that he is not alone. Keep your eyes on the doors in the distance, as one is about to react to his presence in a way that defies logic.
Oh, hell no. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm here in this building by myself, bro. By myself.
The slam is incredibly violent, occurring with enough force to echo throughout the entire floor. Skeptics point to the Venturi effect, where wind creates a pressure differential that pulls doors shut. In a building this large, an open window could theoretically cause a gust. However, the door that slams is a heavy door that would require significant force to move so rapidly from a stationary position. Others suggest a prankster hidden behind the door, though the uploader pans the camera and shows no one in the vicinity. The timing, occurring just as Joe discusses being alone, feels remarkably personal. Some viewers believe this is a classic warning from a territorial entity. Do you think a draft could really move a door that heavy, or was Joe being chased out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We've witnessed some truly bizarre activity in this set, from aggressive rattling in vacant apartments to heavy doors slamming shut, and even voices that shouldn't exist. Each of these clips challenges our understanding of the physical world. If these investigations keep you on the edge of your seat, please consider subscribing to Pale Playback and hitting the notification bell. We bring you fresh evidence and deep dives every single week. Your support helps us keep the cameras rolling. Stay tuned, because our final investigations tonight are something you won't want to miss as we push further into the unknown mysteries captured on camera. This video takes us to a public park in the late afternoon. It's a common setting for what many call ghostly workouts, where outdoor exercise equipment is seen moving as if occupied by an invisible gym-goer. The park appears quiet, with typical sounds of nature, but the focus is on a specific piece of equipment designed for leg extensions. Unlike a swing, this machine has a specific range of motion and weight to it, making its spontaneous movement all the more curious. The uploader films from a distance, shocked by the rhythmic motion. Many such videos have surfaced from various parts of Asia, often attributed to local spirits looking for a way to interact with the physical world. As we look at the machine, try to determine if the movement is natural or if something unseen is putting in the work.
Daripada tadi dah berhenti.
Kau buat apa Ha? Orang dah tak ada. Kau boleh bergoyang sendiri pula kau ni. Aduh, petang-petang ni.
Nanti kat adik.
The machine moves with a consistent tempo, which is unusual for movement caused by wind. Typically, wind would cause erratic swaying rather than a sustained exercise motion. Skeptics argue these machines are often well-greased and have low friction, meaning even a slight breeze could sustain a pendulum-like motion. Another theory is that the machine was recently used and is continuing its momentum, though the duration in this clip seems to outlast what a simple push would provide. There is also the mechanical resonance theory. Despite these explanations, the sight of a heavy piece of iron moving in an empty park remains deeply unsettling for many. Is it a trick of physics or a spirit keeping fit? Tell me what you think in the comments below as we approach the final investigation of the night. Our final video comes from Thea Lee and deals with one of the most terrifying concepts, the mimic. This phenomenon involves an entity that can perfectly imitate voices to lure its victim into a vulnerable position. The uploader is alone in his room at 3 a.m. when he hears a voice calling him from downstairs. The only problem is that no one else should be in the house. The tension is thick, and the audio is the primary source of the chill. As he records his reaction, the environment around him begins to react as well. Mimics are often described in folklore as predatory, using familiar sounds to disorient. Whether this is a high-tech hoax or a genuine encounter with a vocal shapeshifter, the results are enough to make anyone lock their doors and stay in the light. The voice is clear and distinct, calling his name from below. But as he processes the impossibility of them being there, the house itself begins to respond to his fear. Pay attention to the doors.
There's no way Emma decided to in the morning and then
A door slams with immense force, seemingly in response to his hesitation. The entity appears to be growing impatient, but the most chilling moment involving the music box is still to come.
in the morning and then slamming the door. Alexa, turn on all lights.
I couldn't find any enabled video skills.
Really?
to do that.
We conclude our journey tonight with that terrifying display of mimicry and activity. The clip from Theali is especially controversial. Skeptics point out the voice could be a pre-recorded track, and the music box could be triggered remotely. However, the raw fear and the variety of anomalies make it a standout case. Looking back at our entire batch, we've seen doors rattle in empty apartments, heavy entrances slam in deserted hallways, and machines move in silent parks. Each video offers a different window into the unexplained. Are these clever digital creations elaborate jokes, or are we truly seeing a surge in recorded supernatural events? The line between a hoax and a haunt is often drawn by your own beliefs. I want to thank you for joining us on this investigation into the unknown. Your theories and observations are what keep this community thriving. Which of these videos do you find the most believable? Was it the rhythmic exercise machine or the chilling voice of the mimic? Be sure to leave a comment below with your thoughts. I rate every one of them. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Pale Playback and join our growing community of truth seekers. We'll be back next week with more evidence that the world is much stranger than it appears. Until then, keep your eyes open and perhaps leave a few lights on. Good night and stay safe.